Some interesting stats again for you. Nationally, there are usually 3 properties in every single given chain. So the challenges that you have as a conveyancer is you don't necessarily know how big that chain is. Therefore, you're finding information out at a later date that will potentially delay the transaction.
Absolutely. You can get to a point where you're exchange ready on a file and then all of a sudden discover that although you're ready, there's an issue with the chain, or there's a chain that you hadn't really appreciated it was that big that's causing a problem. That can cause frustration for clients who phone and say, I want to move, give them a deadline, and we need to be in this month. But if people can't move, if the whole chain isn't exchange ready, then there isn't really an awful lot you can do about that, other than keeping those lines of communication open, trying to find out what the problem is, trying to find out what the information is, and then relaying that to your client. And that's where estate agents come into their own, to be honest, because they can speak to all parties in the chain, whereas a lawyer is sort of bound by rules of conflict of interest and confidentiality. We have to be very careful about who we speak to, whereas estate agents have all of these contact details usually and can grease those wheels to make things move faster at the end.
So just for the benefit of our listeners then, so you can only speak to your client. So what happens if a person further up the chain tries to communicate with Chapter in this instance? How does that work?
Unfortunately, there's not a lot we can do. We can't talk to them. So our receptionist is trained to be very polite but insistent that they will have to speak to their own legal representative, unfortunately.
And this is where you say the estate agents really do come into their own, those particularly with sales progressors or after sales teams. And we were very privileged to be working very closely with AP Morgan, who do have an exceptional after sales team that you can leverage that relationship to try to improve communication.
Absolutely. These relationships we have with after sales progressors and estate agents are completely invaluable. We both have different roles within the conveyancing transaction, but both are equally as important. They have a wealth of knowledge, can speak to people, can manage expectations, understand the process, and we can do the legal work, and hand in hand we can communicate that out and make sure that that is used to the absolute best, which gets people moving faster.